How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I've got the double Dolphins back out, and of course, goddamn pair of professionals. Yeah, I want to go and finish this paper factory section B. So the other day, I did the bricks, went and took 12 cement, 12 package sand, built the bricks, got that sorted. That was like the big main thing. Yeah, sadly, I'm gonna have to go back to this bloody cargo creation zone 1. Yeah, grab 3 metal beams because then I can turn them into 6 metal rolls. I'm going to grab 2 lots of slabs and cement from there as well, and then from that warehouse I've just sort of highlighted there, there's another 2 cement and slabs. Send the metal beams to that middle factory to switch them to rolls, and yeah, send it all to the the paper factory. So, in theory, I was hoping that this was going to be a much shorter, simpler mission, or half a mission, than the doing the bricks. The bricks was a bit of a beast. So I was looking around at the different trucks I could use again. I decided to bring the double Dolphins again because they're pretty quick and pretty strong. I mean, it's one of them, when you're flicking through the different vehicles you can use, obviously, like, for getting mods. I know they've kind of, various vehicles have got different, I was going to say different strengths and weaknesses, they have, but different level of, like, power and everything. I get they've done that to kind of differentiate the trucks, make them all a bit different and all the rest of it, but when you get to maps like this, you end up just having to use like the same 5 trucks over and over again. I mean, again, you can use the weaker trucks, but it's just going to make the whole thing even slower and harder. Something like what she said. Yeah, you can see as well, towing through there, it was struggling at first, but I forgot to start the engine on the Dolphin behind. Again, back in the day, normally you just stick a winch on the vehicle behind and it would automatically start its engine. For whatever reason, that's not happening anymore. So once I started it up though, this thing got through the river with no issues. And again, I know I could skirt around to the right, but I don't know. I have mixed results with going around that way. Sometimes it goes pretty well. Other times I like either get caught on some rocks or I tip or something. I mean, at least going that way, yeah, these 2 Dolphins got through there with no issues. I wouldn't really mind driving through if it was just like that every time. I will say though, on the way back, I ended up cutting it out. It was a complete disaster. We'll get there in a minute. Not really because of these or anything, it was just the game. I don't know, every now and then you just have a night where the game just likes to troll you with every little bug that it can throw at you. And yeah, that's what was kind of happening to me when I was trying to get back over there. So like I say, on the way up here, got me a 750 parked there now with the generator, so I can just keep turning that on and building stuff. Which originally, when I came out, I brought loads of fuel. I brought like a semi-fuel tanker trailer thing. Built loads of stuff with a generator, then refilled it again, built load more stuff, etc. So I did have quite a lot of other stuff. But I've been raiding this cargo creation zone quite a bit, because it's pretty near to the garage. It's kind of a bit of a convenient one. So yeah, I only had 2 metal beams left, so I just had to quickly jump in the F750, fire up the generator. While I was here, I brought that fuel tank the other day with the F750, so that worked out nicely. Top the the generator back up. See, again, like, I don't know why, but the loaf just fell off the front then, and yeah, I don't know why, because I hadn't moved at all when I switched to the F750 and back. But anyway, we'll get to that in a sec. I was yeah, build 1 more lot of metal beams so I can stick it on the trailer. And that's what, when I was working out how to do this mission, I kind of needed a sideboard and a trailer, like the 6 slots on each truck. I mean, that's all I did with the loaf, stuck a winch to the back, squidged him up against the wall, and he's back on in no time. Yeah, and that's what I mean about like the different combinations of trucks I was looking to use. I mean, there is a fair amount. I didn't have a crane with me, so I suppose there's quite a few that could have done this setup. But I mean, say I brought, I don't know, double white Western Stars or something, I think they would just struggle like hell through all the mud patches that are on this map. Whereas at least these Dolphins, for the most part, they still, since I've messed with them gearboxes, it does feel like everything's a little bit worse, but like I said, as it seems to have hit everything seems to be a bit worse. It's sort of, the Dolphin still comes out pretty on top as far as all the best trucks in the game go. I finally just decided, you know what, just move the F750 out of the way, because I did this the other day. I believe that was why there's 4 lots of cement kind of tipped over just in the middle of the yard there, because I had to do an extra tight turning circle to avoid the F750. And at some point I will, I think the paper factory section C, I need 6 lots of bricks. I could go and raid a few of the brick framed houses or whatever around there, but I may just come back there with a crane and everything, get those cement, go and make 6 more bricks basically. I might do it that way, we'll see. Like I said, part of me, I'm quite happy to raid these little like wood framed houses and brick houses, or the 3 little pigs houses. But yeah, I don't know. Part of me also just kind of wants to leave them on the map, and I'll go and build all the stuff myself. Anyway, that's part of the little mission down. That's my 3 metal beams, which will yeah, that'll get me my 6 metal rolls. Unfortunately, like I said, there was 2 slabs and 2 lots of cement in the warehouse that's kind of fairly near to the paper factory anyway. I did raid some supplies from there the other day, so I can't remember if there's more than that originally or whatever, but nonetheless it worked out pretty well. And you see, again, learning from my mistakes. Instead of loading it up and then turning around, I just thought, turn it around first, I can kind of shove and throw the trailer around without worrying that it'll flick the concrete slabs off or whatever. That'll do. Yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a heavy cargo run, because the cement definitely isn't light. I remember when I was doing that the other day, it was you could definitely feel it. The slabs are definitely heavy. They're kind of what I use to test stuff in the quarry with the review videos. And yeah, the other Dolphins got 3 metal beams, which I believe are pretty heavy. I was thinking, to be honest, tonight, I wonder if they've kind of upped the weight, maybe, of some of the cargo, because it definitely feels like something is different. And or particularly now that I'm loaded up with cargo. And again, I appreciate you'd expect to notice a difference, but yeah, I just can't work out if it's a little bit extra difference these days, or again if it's just more down to the gearboxes being iffier than they used to be. So cutting through here, it was going well at first, and then I get somewhere around here, I assume it was a rock, I don't know, unless there's like a tree carcass down there. I really don't think there is though. But I was completely just locked in place. I was doing a winch from my trailer to that telegraph pole. I did eventually get out there, as you can see. Yeah, and then the loaf fell off the Dolphin behind. Now I can't winch to it. It was just, that's why I just edited it all out. I was like, I can't be bothered with it. It was annoying me. It doesn't really make for good footage. It's just a pain in the arse. And yeah, I wanted to do like a slightly shorter video today. Obviously, a lot of the videos I've been doing recently, not that I mind, but I mean they're more 40 minutes to nearly an hour, I think, was the doing the bricks part of this mission. So yeah, I wanted to keep it down a bit, and I think just messing around trying to get over that bloody river ended up being about 10 minutes of trying to get the winch to reappear so I can winch again and all sorts. And you can see there as well, I was in auto when I tried to set off and it wouldn't even set off. I had to drop it in low, got moving, then winch to the Dolphin, and then it did let me set off in auto, so yeah. And I mean, I've done a lot of gameplay with the Dolphin. It's got to be probably my at least top 3 used trucks. The Lo4f I think I've used more than anything. I think that's pretty safe to say. I used the Navistar a hell of a lot, kind of when the game first came out. After the first day or two, I didn't have it for the first day or two, but once I got it, I just liked it. I used it quite a lot. I put a lot of money into it. Got the 24 grand engine, which, yeah, back then, with the amount you get paid on Michigan, was took a while to save up for. But then since I got the Dolphin, I've kind of used that for loads of stuff, so I'm definitely used to like how it handles and how it feels and stuff, and it just, yeah, it never used to be like that. But again, it's been happening to a lot of vehicles. Bruce did it the other day. That's definitely not a kind of common thing for Bruce to be doing. As you can see, as well, as I was passing past the garage, I had the P12 there and everything, so I just quickly stuck the Lo4f back on the roof. I mean, you'll see multiple times, as usual, the goddamn professionals, they come in handy. Well, it was the fuel situation at first. You can see now I'm trying to kind of just wing it at the minute and floor it. I know there's a fuel station down the bottom of this hill, but it was close, particularly because that river was just being a troll, and obviously nailing fuel while you're trying to rev it to get out of there, so could have already ran out of fuel before we even made it to the fuel station, in which case the goddamn horse would have saved the day. I think the Dolphin behind's got a little bit more fuel, but it's still burning quite a bit trying to get over that bloody river. It's funny, when you go through that river, it's like, to actually see how trollish it is in some of the beastly trucks, it's like, I don't know what they were thinking. mean, again, if this was a real life situation and this was real and you were owning this business, you'd do something about that river. You just wouldn't accept a road that terrible that you have to use constantly. Like, yeah, you do something. Fill it with dynamite and blow the fucker out the map is what I would do. Have a giant hill to drive down, a giant crater, down one side and up the other. Job's a good one. Yeah, I was moaning a bit about high gear then, but we'll let it out. The only shame is that, most people sort of know this already. When you do a road train situation, you tow the vehicle behind. It has like a very reduced speed limit, so it'd never let you get up to like 8 gear out of 8 in both of them, even though in theory they should be able to, because they both could separately. The only annoying thing is the speed limit for the rear road train is like just a bit lower than the high gear in the Dolphin. It's a bit lower than the high gear in just about everything. So the end result is, like, I'm in high now, but it's not quite in the sweet spot of high gear. Like, normally, once you've fully wound up your revs in high gear, it's pretty unstoppable. It's kind of like, yeah, you've got the right revs going and it just motors along. Having, yeah, the road train situation with the speed limit, it just sort of makes this Dolphin go about a few miles an hour less than it would like to in high, which I don't really mind the speed loss, because you're talking, yeah, a couple of miles an hour, but it then makes it about twice as easy for the high range to give up, because it's not already quite at its peak sort of, yeah, rev preference. Anyway, we made it to the fuel station, didn't quite need to raid the loaf yet. And at this point, I drew a line, obviously, going to the warehouse over there. I hadn't really thought at this point that I could get the concrete slabs as well from that Cargo Creation Zone 1, so I was going to send the rear Dolphin in there to grab 2 concrete slabs, but yeah, I'm already filled up, so we'll take them. Again, I mean, this is a bit of road train situation going on, but once I just get up this road to the paper mill, basically, I'm going to split them in half and kind of send them on their little separate missions. This thing's got to go on, yeah, get some metal rolls sorted. Helps if you're looking where you're going. I don't know what I was. I think I was having a drink of my coffee. Yeah. Crashing into the barriers. Lucky I didn't do it about now, because I would have gone flying off into the river. Might be a thumbnail there. I don't know what. I love looking around. Again, if you haven't noticed already, I spend the majority of my time not looking where I'm going. I just assume I know where I'm going. And then when it all goes wrong, I blame something. Could be trees, could be rocks, could be the terrain. One thing I know for sure, it's never the goddamn horse. He's always the answer to my problems. And there, not only got some curtains for my Dolphin, they are Dolphin curtains. It's finally been recognised for the beast that he is. Still can't have a hood ornament. Why, he doesn't need a hood ornament, look at him. He's got a real life loaf ornament. Way better than some little fake metal thing stuck on the front. Yeah, I've got a tiny little bonnet though, technically. There's a little ledge, I'd fit one on. Guarantee it. Look at it. I have like 50 Dolphins spread across the front of that. Yeah, we're going a bit slow at the minute, but like I say, I'm about to split the road train up, so it's all good. Like I said, it's one of those things really. It's sort of, do you do the same mission basically twice, drive the same path twice, but you get to go faster each time, or yeah, you do a road train and kind of get it done. I prefer overall the road trains. It just feels like it's more efficient getting it done. And I do kind of like it. I mean, the slowness side of it is a bit annoying, how it, yeah, it doesn't let you have the full revs in high range or whatever, but it does look pretty cool, trying to get the biggest, fattest, longest road train you can on the go, trying to squeeze it around all the corners. So anyway, head into the Metal Rolls factory. I was eyeballing this hill. I was like, could I fit my Dolphin up anywhere? Seen that little last bit, like, slam on. We need to check this out. Look, I could get up there, I reckon. There's too many trees at the top that I thought I'd definitely get up there, because I could winch my way up there, worst case, but yeah, what I didn't want to do was get up there, not be able to squeeze through the trees, and then, yeah, attempt to reverse this bloody trailer back down the hill, which we all know how that'd go, because it's a dolly axle trailer, and they are horrific in this game. So yeah, abandoned mission, we'll just go the long way. The normal way, the boring way. There's the road off to the left that you can kind of cut through to the farm. It's a bit easier than going up here and through all that snaky, rocky section. unfortunately, we're going to cut that out. And I had two choices. Once I went to Cargo Creation Zone 1, I could have gone through the farm, kind of cut up this way, split the road train up at this point, kind of sent this one to sort the rolls out, etc. But, yeah, in an effort to try and avoid the farm, I went the other way, but then that river is so horrific that it made the farm feel great. In here, I know it was fully my fault. By the time I seen the concrete block, I tried to turn the other way, but there's just no time, and I smashed into it. It's a little bit harsh on the damage, but again, my point being is that if I didn't have the goddamn horse with me, I'd be pretty screwed now because I wrecked my fuel tank completely, so I'd have been pissing fuel all over the place way before I would have had a chance to get anywhere, like, or do anything. Suspension I probably could have lived without, but I did pop one or two tyres, and it used to, like ages ago in the game, a blown tyre didn't really do anything to you. You could still motor along in high gear, and I think get up to like 8th out of 8th gear and all sorts, but yeah, a little while ago, maybe around phase 2 when they updated that, a blown tyre now holds you back a hell of a lot more. Thankfully you get 2 rolls per beam, so that's them sorted. And then at this point, I could basically do a U-turn, go back out the factory, and just follow the same road I drove in. But, in the interest of stubbornness, I'm going this way. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. You'll see in a minute why I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. But it does save having to turn around. And it was just, there's a different route to go. I thought, sod it, we'll give it a go. I mean, essentially, drive out the other side of the garage. I could do with turning right about now and just cutting sort of straighter over that hill. There was no point in going this far over to the left, because now I'm going to have to swerve back round, kind of do a big S-bend around that big rock formation you can see in front of me. And then you kind of veer off to the left, you pop out near to the wooden bridge really, and then I could do kind of a sweeping U-turn back on myself, and then yeah, you use like the factory bridge or the like rock bridge that's in the river. And see, I was just about to go sweeping to the left, like, aha, spotted me a gap. I'm going for it. I couldn't resist. And you'll see now, the saving cogs appear now. That'll be important in about 5 seconds. So I start going down here, it was going well, it was all looking good. Sadly, I started turning now, which was a very bad idea, because then I hit, like, the level ground at the bottom, and we rolled. I did the easy thing. Save footage, quick game, load it back up, and hence why I said the saving cogs. Loads me back here, I've not even started my engine yet and I'm already hurtling back down the hill. Put my brakes on, started to drift, drop the hammer. Hope for the best, and yeah, see, it was easy that time, just don't try and swerve halfway down the hill. Mr. Lone Wolf's advice of the day. But we're all good, we're going. Like that, I know it's a bit of a cheat, doing that just, well, saving the footage just for me for the sake of making videos, but yeah, quit the game, load it back up and you kind of skip back a little bit. I quite like doing it, to be honest. I mean, it was either that or I just had to bring a crate. The loaf could have flipped the dolphin and everything, but yeah, I'd have had to have brought some kind of crane anyway to get all these metal rolls back on, and to be honest, the 2 or 3 minutes it takes to turn the game off and reload it was probably quicker than doing that. And I was happy with that. Swerve in here, smash everything out of the way. Seems to be better kind of sweeping around this way. I don't know if it is, but it feels pretty good. Don't know what she said. Yeah, it still accepts these things slower. Somebody was saying the other day though, and I do need to reply some comments. Apologies, I've been a bit slow with them. The reason why it possibly accepts your cargo slower when you're dropping it off is because it might skip. If you are able to like drop it, you know, for a second, it might skip one of them, and then you kind of one cargo down. You'll have to go and trek for miles again. See, again, I don't know why the loaf fell off. I didn't move the truck. And then as I was driving past it, you couldn't be any closer to it. I think it stuck a winch through the loaf to winch to some stupid bloody shrub in the middle of nowhere. So, I mean, he's a professional. We'll sort him out in a minute. He can handle his own. Get these slabs delivered. So yeah, what do we need? Four slabs, 4 cement. Got 2 of each now. See, again, it's making it go a lot slower. But yeah, what he was saying made sense. But it'd be a nightmare. Like when I did those bricks the other day, imagine if one of them just glitched for some reason because I was delivering them too quickly, and then yeah, like I'd have to now go back and get 1 more cement, 1 more package sand, go to the brick factory, get 1 more bricks built and then all the way back to there, so it'd cost me like another hour or so just for that one little glitch. So I get what he was saying. There's a little base, give him a little helping hand on the way past. That one's got an autonomous winch anyway, so it would have been good, but what are friends for? Lo4fs before hosts. That's what they always say. So anyway, zip down to this warehouse. Pretty handy that it's only down the road. It's one of the nicely positioned cargo warehouse things they've added on this game. I'm surprised they didn't put it in like the arse end of Greenwood's River down in the bottom corner, just because they could. And yeah, fortunately this warehouse has the rest of the supplies I need. If it didn't, worst case, I could have the railway station as well, which is not really far away at all either. I can get concrete slabs from there, I believe unlimited amount of concrete slabs. And I'd already checked that there was 2 cement in here. If there wasn't 2 cement here, I would have got the cement from Cargo Creation Zone 1. I then would have had to have done an extra journey to the railway to get 1 more slab, but whatever. I'd rather have done that than, I don't know, gone on some other mad mission. Again with these warehouses, like, done well on the placement of them, but like 3 out of 10 for warehouse and yard design. They always slap some giant structure in the middle that you gotta try and drive around. And surely you would just put that off to the side instead of slap bang in the middle of your yard. That just kind of ruins the whole space. See, that tree stump on the corner, just to troll you. Although, being one who never learns, I could see tree stumps over to my right. I was like, I'm going for it. Surprised I didn't hide a tree stump about here to stop you cutting the corner, but by some miracle they didn't. And yeah, we're on the home stretch now. Like I said, it's a bit of a shorter, well, it's kind of a 2-part really, because the bricks was part of this mission as well, but yeah, a lot simpler from the first part. I mean, again, I don't know if it would be quicker to raid the bricks off Greenwood's River, like I was saying that Thingboy69 guy did. Probably makes a lot of sense. It certainly took longer than I thought just to get all the bricks sorted. There was quite a lot though, 12. That was a road train fully loaded with some heavy cargo, so that wasn't really helping the situation. So you get sections like this, I may as well just cut that boggy section out entirely, just invent yourself a new road along the side. Stays in high a lot better. And of course I couldn't resist. See me little horse. I was eyeballing him. Like, come on then. You've persuaded me. Wide for the corner. Thought, no, my luck, I'd tip at that point, but we have got a weight distribution Lo4f, so he handled his business. Oh, we're in. Oh, I believe there was a glitch there. Well, we have got the little horse behind us. Flying into the yard, smash through this. Mr. Lo4f deliveries. Not my problem. I'll send them the bill for my tyre though. Done. See, there he is. Drop it off, and as you can see though, I mean, a blown tyre and I'm also very low on fuel, so the mission's done, which is all good. But another reason why the Lo4fs come in handy is I can refuel the Dolphins to get back to the garage, drop the trailers off, etc. Yeah, it did quite a complicated little animation there, building up the factory. I assume that thing in the middle of the yard next to me is going to be some kind of building. When I do pay factory section C, as for the money, is about 2,000 odd XP, which is pretty nice. 19 odd grand I think it was for the payout. Pretty good, but if you add in factoring those bricks, I mean, what did I say? It should be giving me about 500,000, so we're about 481 grand short, which is a little bit disappointing. But I suppose because I can glitch money, I'll let them off this time. And yeah, well, as you can see, send in the horse, fix everything up, fix the tyres, fix the suspension, everything else it needs, fix everything. And he's still got points to spare. What a beast. Done. On my way home. Don't know what's going on with his front left, but looks like he's having a good time. And then yeah, that's about it. I'm pretty much done. I was just going to show you quickly, like on the map. There's a picture, it's not the best, of the paper factory. You can see like the building at the bottom is just like solid smooth concrete or whatever. You'll see when it jumps through now, it's kind of more built up. There's more factories. So yeah, it's pretty cool that it actually updates it as you build it and it kind of appears on the map as is. So yeah, one more section to do and that should be fully done. Anyway, like I say, that's about it for today though. I hope you've enjoyed, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a Lo4f, of course. Thanks to my Patreon members, and I'll be back soon.